Yo, what up guys? This is Hell's Grave and I'm going to be showing you guys how to win more matches in Fortnite. So, this was a rather small kill game. I only had 5. But, from this point on, I pretty much push the entire game. That's like all I do. Me and this guy have a little bit of a dance-off here. I get the feeling like he knew he was dead, and so he just kind of danced for whatever. Or maybe he was trying to taunt me into going down there and shooting him. And if that was the case, then that was a mistake, because I'm about to show you in 1 second why. Here I decide, alright, we're done with this. And he gets wrecked. So, I'm kind of cautious about coming up to this guy over here. Because, there was a guy over here originally, but he wasn't shooting at me, so I was pretty certain that he was gone, but I checked just to make sure. So, I just go in there and I get that chest. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to my next fight. So basically from this point on, I end up seeing this guy. He's just kind of chilling over by a tree. You can't see him yet, but he'll pop up here in a second. See, now you can. And so I see him and I'm like, oh. And I thought he was looking at me, but he wasn't. He actually was just hiding behind that tree. So I decided to take my time and take my shots and make them count. They both hit for 24. One of these also ends up landing. And then I just shoot him a couple times to finish him up, you know, to clean it up. And it turns out that he's got a pump shotgun, a purple pump, and I love these guns. The purple pump is by far my favorite shotgun. Well, the pumps in general, I mean. Obviously the gold is better than the purple, but you know. It's a lot better than the other guns that have come out so far. So luckily this guy didn't see me. I think he didn't realize that he was on his grenade launcher. So there you'll see I had a little bit of trouble building. But you'll notice that I didn't like freak out or anything. I remained calm. Tried to find him. Now this was actually kind of dangerous on my part. I wasn't really moving a whole lot, and I could have gotten sniped super easy there. But this was a good idea, because that forced him out of his little box that he was in. So he starts grenading as well, and I move back. Now you'll notice here, I had quick thinking. I'm going to turn. I put that wall up. That was what stopped me from getting hit by that grenade, was that wall that I threw up. And then I build back up here. He shoots. He misses. I shoot. I hit my wall in front of me. He boxes himself in. Now this was his problem. Had he not boxed himself in where that ramp was, he might have survived a little longer at least. But the problem is that he boxed himself into, like, look at that small area. Like, look, it pretty much gave me a direct route to shoot him. I didn't have to worry about really missing anything because he didn't really have much room. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of room for me to miss. So, now I'm gonna come over here. At this point, I'm on search and kill. I've gotten 2 kills without even getting touched, and I'm feeling good. So I'm pushing. And I saw that guy over there. That was why I'm building, is so that I don't get sniped in the middle of building up to him. So he ends up outbuilding me here. And I knew he was going to, that's why I dropped him. I should have pushed this a little sooner. Definitely should have pushed that a little bit sooner than I did. So that was a smart play on my part. if you'll notice, I threw the grenade up into there. Well, I launched it into there, and then I trapped it in with a wall. That way it would force it to explode, and you'll hear him drop. See? Drop, took a little more fall damage. Like, you want to slowly wear them down. If they're good players like she is, you want to try and slow them down as much as possible. Now, that's another big thing. You see how I put those walls up, but I put them up one higher than, like, the height that I'm on. I did that so that way I can take this fight and not worry about getting pushed by other people or getting sniped in the head while I'm shooting. So here I'm pushing up more. She pushes up higher than me. And so here I'm like, oh, we got the circle coming, I better move. So I start moving. I dome her in the head there. That was a headshot for 69. And then I clean her up with a headshot from my pump. And I wish I could have grabbed that loot, but no time. I gotta move. At this point, I have 10 minis, I have a SCAR, I have a purple pump, I have a blue SMG, I believe, and I have a golden rock or a golden grenade launcher. So I'm doing good at this point. There's one person left, and I am on the move. So here I find a gold pump, and I'm sitting here the whole time thinking, yeah, gold pump, bro. We got the gold pump. And this next fight is also a pretty simple fight in general. There isn't a whole lot of building in this fight, it's a lot more shooting. I mean, there is building, don't get me wrong, but not a lot. Sometimes you come across people who just don't like to build. Which is funny, because she does end up actually doing quite a bit of damage to me. So right now I'm looking for her. I was thinking that she was inside of those inside of the motel, and that she was hiding in there, and I was counting on the storm to flush her out. So I was looking and hoping to you know, to see her pop, to see her start running out, so I could push her. But it didn't end up happening. Which means she was on the field with me somewhere. Which means she could have been behind me, inside of that building right behind me. Which was a definite possibility. Some people are super passive and will not push you unless they are absolutely forced to. Like you'll notice, I start grenading down in here. A good player would have shot me while I was up in here like that. Like I was peaked for a good 2-3 seconds. A good player would have tagged me a couple times right there. See, now she's gonna try. Which gave away her position. She had no choice but to push me at this point. And she's actually a pretty good builder, and you can tell by the fact that she put a floor down and then followed by a roof. And she kind of had the same idea that I did, which was to blow up my base. So I don't know what really happened there. The game was super laggy there for a minute. For the end, not quite sure what happened. I know that I hit her, but it showed like that I didn't. It was kind of a confusing moment for the game. But yeah, that's how you win, guys. Just make sure that you're pushing as much as possible, and if you are new to the game, make sure you are landing in high populated areas, so that way you can start fighting other people and start learning how to build, learning how to shoot and how to aim, learning about how bloom works and how to manage your weapons, which weapons you should have for which predicament that you're in, you know? Like, obviously, when I was at the very beginning of this video, I picked up the grenade launcher instead of the sniper. The reason I did that was because we're going to be in close proximity of each other. A sniper's really not going to help me in that. You know, snipers are good and they're great, but we're not going to have too many AR battles. When everything closes down and gets really, really small, a lot of the time you end up having to push and go into shotgun battles, or, I mean, if you're close enough and you're not, like, pushing each other doing build battles, then you might shoot with ARs, but you know, a lot of the times a sniper, unless you're really good at sniping, you're gonna get shot to death before you hit them with a sniper bullet, just because people are so good at peeking these days. So leave comments and questions below, and please subscribe to the channel. Y'all have a great night.